Do you remember the childhood story of the little engine that could? The little engine struggled with the chore of pulling a train over the hill. A change in the engine's thinking and language, repeating the positive mantra, I think I can, helped the engine complete the task. The same can be said of your day-to-day word choice, both in our personal conversations as well as our professional relationships. For call center agents whose only connection to the customer comes through a phone line, things like the tone and volume of your voice, along with the words you choose, can make or break the relationship between a brand and its audience. Let's use this lesson to take a closer look at the importance of word choice in communicating with customers. Put yourself in your customer's shoes for just a second. How likely would you be to feel positively about a conversation if one of these words or phrases was uttered? I can't. You shouldn't have done that. Why can't you? That's not my job. Calm down. Would any of those make you feel happy, positive, or confident about your interaction? Probably not. They have a negative, controlling, and angry connotation to them, don't they? None of those phrases is very long, so that should tell you how little time it can take to turn a good situation into a not so good one. Word choice influences every part of the customer service call, from the first impression of the opening greeting to the way an issue is resolved to how a customer feels about the interaction and your company long after it's over. Just like comments can be taken out of context in a text message or an email, words can be misconstrued when two people who can't see each other are engaging in conversation. After all, there's no way to check facial expressions or body language to really get the context behind the words. That means call center agents must work twice as hard to choose words that will positively engage customers and create a positive experience for them. One of the most effective tools in the call center agent's toolbox is the concept of using positive language rather than negative. Now, you're probably saying, that's common sense. Yet, we use negative words and phrases all the time without realizing it. We hear, that's not my department, when we're out shopping and have a question. Or someone says, there's nothing I can do, when we try to return an item that doesn't fit to the customer service counter. Do you hear the negativity behind those phrases? There's nothing necessarily wrong with the words themselves, but in the heat of handling customer service concerns, no one wants to hear not, nothing, or other similarly discouraging terms. Negative language often falls into one of these categories. See if you recognize any of the following examples. Telling customers what you can't do, such as saying, I can't issue a refund. Placing the blame on the customer, like saying, you shouldn't have taken the screen off yourself. Accusing the customer of dishonesty, such as saying this to a customer. You claim you tried restarting it, but patronizing the customer, such as saying, you understand, of course, that we're unable to send a repairman. Positive language rebuffs these types of statements by eliminating negative words. Establish a positive tone by telling customers what you can do, such as I can suspend your account while we look into this. You can express empathy and concern, such as by saying, I'm sorry that happened, let me see what I can do. Additionally, you can offer available alternatives to customers. You might say, here are some options for you. Finally, be sure you sound willing to help and reach a resolution. You might say, I'd be happy to help you with that. Positive language can help an agent take even a less than ideal customer call and leave the customer feeling good about how the transaction occurred. So, how do you know the right and wrong things to say? In general, positive words should cause customers feelings of pleasure, confidence, and satisfaction with the resolution and the company. Negative words like the following should be avoided because they leave customers with feelings of discontent, frustration, and unhappiness with not only your handling of their problem, but the company as a whole. Here are some examples of the wrong thing to say and how you can replace them with positive language. Don't say don't. Instead, use do. Don't say can't. Instead, use can. Don't say won't. Instead, use will. Don't say doubtful. Instead, use absolutely. Don't say need. Instead, use recommend. Don't say but. Instead, use instead. Don't say I or you. Instead, use we. Don't say I doubt. Instead, use I hope. Word choice and communication is important, in both our personal and professional relationships. As a call center agent whose only method of communicating with the customer is through a phone line, word choice becomes especially critical in the absence of facial expression and body language. One method of more effectively dealing with callers is to focus on positive language instead of negative words. That means replacing words or phrases like, "I can't," and "that's not our policy," with, "let me see what I can do," and "I've found these options for you." Using proper word choice can help customers feel confident in your ability to handle their concern and give them a good overall experience with your company.